And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to race number 4 of the Last of Us Lite series as we get ready here for restrictor plate racing. Getting ready to go green here for 19 laps of racing at Talladega Superspeedway and the Talladega Tussle. We are getting ready here for an exciting event here just after what's been a couple of really interesting races. We ended up having, of course, the Daytona race, and then, of course, we ended up having the Bristol Brawl, and then it was the Spartan Shootout. Now we're getting ready here for some high bank 3, possibly 4 wide racing, and it'll be interesting to see who comes away with the win here today. So far we've had 3 events and 3 different winners. Lyndon Wright winning at Spartan, Stuart Gratton winning at the Battle of the Beach at Daytona, and Zeke Marley winning at Bristol. Benjamin Miles sits on the pole for today's race. Alongside of him is going to be Kyle Thomas, with Joey Van Hoot and Jason Trust going to be rounding out the top 4. We're going to get these cars rolling off, though, have them complete a pace lap. While they do that, we're going to show you your starting lineup on the top of your screen and give you the points, how they look coming into today's event. Lyndon Wright, after his win at Spartan, he is the points leader, 8 points over who's been most consistent driver to date that I can think of, Amadou Diallo, who twice almost has closed the deal, once at Bristol and once at Spartan, of going to victory lane. Has not been able to have it happen, though. Seems like a late race caution has screwed him out of 2 straight wins. But he's 8 points out, second in the standings. Nick Barney has now worked his way up to 3rd in the points. He is 17 points out. Samuel Light, he is 4th in the standings, a total of 21 points back, and rounding out the top 5 is Alex Tanker. He is 23 points out of the top position. The rest of the top 10 in points coming into this race: Tony Blazer is 6th, 7th is our Bristol winner Zeke Marley, Zachary Chambers is in 8th, Stuart Gratton, our winner back at the Battle of the Beach at Daytona, he is in 9th, and Corey Williams is currently in the 10th position in the standings. You know, most of the time we come here to Talladega, the thing that seems to hold true is that this seems to cater either to the underdog or the driver not doing so well in the point standings. And with that in mind, that could be some good news for a number of drivers who are running very poorly in the point standings coming into today's race, including the pole sitter Benjamin Miles. He is 36th in the point standings. Jake Basketjerk, Kayla Schmidt, Matt Ulsner, Jason Trust, Rohit Vidarbu, and Sky Commons, all with an opportunity here to be able to turn their season around and possibly get into victory lane for the first time this season. But 19 laps of racing ready to be run here at Talladega Superspeedway as we kick off our first of 4 Talladega races this weekend. Benjamin Miles will bring him down here to the green flag, and the green flag is out. We are underway here in the Talladega Tussle. The inside line will be the preferred line, and Jason Trost immediately jumps up to the high side. Corey Williams, on the other hand, was able to find the low line after he started on the outside of, I believe it was row 4. And they're starting to get awfully racy back there, too. Almost spreading it 3 wide there, with Austin Weiner, Richard Johnson, and Luis Hernandez. And now they're 3 wide further up front here, as Kyle Collins gets stuck in the middle. Corey Williams going to go to the bottom. Top 2 right now, Benjamin Miles, Joey Van Hoot, then a battle double wide for the 3rd position. Corey Williams with help from Morgan Grimpler, trying to get underneath of Kyle Thomas. And here comes Skyla Johnson up the inside line there in the 18 machine. Also Harrison Ponder there in the 13. Harrison Ponder's actually doing very well this season. 12th in the point standings in 3 starts. And having a good run here. Right behind him is the 48 of Zachary Chambers, who we said comes in top 10 in the points, 8th in the standings. And now here comes a battle for the lead. Joey Van Hoot had been pushing Benjamin Miles for majority of this since the green flag dropped. Now feels it's time to go to the point, and he will move by the Domino's Pizza Toyota to the lead. Here comes Kyle Thomas with a big run there in the Cheez-It Chevrolet. Gonna maybe make a move here coming to the start-finish line, or is he gonna fall in line here and help push the U.S. Army Chevy of Joey Van Hoot? Looks like he's gonna be the pusher right now. And now Corey Williams is gonna get freight train. Harrison Ponder, Zachary Chambers, Jason Trost, all leaving him out to dry as they're gonna go around him. Aaron Henderson back there has also been freight trained in the 99. Starting to see a couple other drivers trying to work their way to the front as they're 3 wide for the lead. Miles to the inside. Kyle Thomas in the middle, and rim riding is Joey Van Hoot. And Benjamin Miles has a Toyota coming up here to possibly help him in the form of Jason Trost. Kyle Collins has gotten back to the inside. I'm also seeing Luis Hernandez. He was leading that second group after the field got kind of separated before. Now he's coming up here with Austin Weiner and Jake Baskinger, and I believe he's bringing Skylar Johnson with him as well. There's one of the Red Bull cars up here too. I don't know if that is Tanker, if that is Mongold. Let's see which one that one is. No, that is indeed Alex Tanker. 5th in the point standings. He's worked his way up here now into this group. And right behind them, there's the 13 of Carter Fargo and the 19 of Ty Dent. Just ahead of them, the 45 of Marion Charlotte. Ty Dent, 30th in points. Marion Charlotte, 31st in the standings. On the flip side, though, Carter Fargo is running a little bit better, 24th in the standings. As up front, it is still Benjamin Miles leading the way. Second place now is under contest. Kyle Collins was trying to look for it, and I thought maybe Corey Williams was going to step out of line 3 wide. Now Corey's got his good friend Luis Hernandez behind him. Watch out for those two if they get hooked up. Austin Weiner, man, he's really needed a good run here. Past 3 races, he finds himself 35th in the point standings. As a matter of fact, he didn't even start at the Battle of the Beach at Daytona, I don't believe. I think he ended up not qualifying for that race. Another driver who also didn't qualify for the Battle of the Beach, though, that actually in his last 2 starts at Bristol and Spartan has worked his way up very nicely to 20th place in the points and is running well again here today, is Richard Johnson in the 55. If you look back there, you'll see him. He's somewhere in that big pack. Yeah, there he is, right behind the 19 of Ty Dent. I'd say right now he's running somewhere around just outside the top 10 or maybe just inside the top 10, one or the other. As the top 4 have split away from the rest of the field. Benjamin Miles, Kyle Collins, Corey Williams, and Jason Trost. And then about maybe 3-4 car lengths back to this big group of cars. Austin Weiner, Alex Tanker, Ty Dent, and others. And if this top 4 can remain single file, they may be able to hold that advantage over 5th place on back. It's when they start spreading out, losing the draft, and going double wide is when Austin Weiner and everybody else is just going to run those guys down. Another driver having a good run here. I think he's running 11th place right now is Kalish Schmidt. We talked about how he's been having a very difficult season, 38th in points, and he's having a good run here. As it still is Benjamin Miles leading the way, and I don't know if it's the fact that Kyle Collins can't get to his back bumper or he doesn't want to. It's a pretty smart strategy if you ask me. Those guys actually just riding around right now. I mean, I think we are going to have to come into pit stops at some point here before this race is over too, so, you know, why wreck it up, tear up your race car, and take yourself out of a possibility of a good finish. All 4 of these drivers started up close to the front of the field, and they've been running up here at the front of the field ever since the green flag came out. And oh boy, Jason Trost stepping out of line here, and that's a battle for 3rd off of Corey Williams. And now with those 4 getting broken up a bit, that's going to bring Alex Tanker and company right to their back door. And Alex Tanker, Ty Dent, Richard Johnson, Carter Fargo, all those drivers are really tightly closed up together, so their draft is going to be much quicker, and they have now come right up the back bumper of 4th place Corey Williams. I also saw another driver coming and running well in points, actually a former winner this season, Zeke Marley, our winner from Bristol, has now worked his way up here. I believe he's just outside of the top 10 at the current moment. I think he actually is in a battle right now for the 9th position. And now Jason Trost looking for more. Corey Williams was going to help him, now jumps back up to the high side, and now Alex Tanker's going to go underneath him, and now Corey Williams, after trying to help out that line to hold off Jason Trost, now he's going to get freight trained again. That's the second time today Corey Williams has been freight trained on that outside line. Now finds a space to be able to go in between the Richard Johnson and Carter Fargo machines. I believe that's in the 6th position. And Jason Trost continuing to try and get that inside line going. And he'll go underneath Kyle Collins. Now Kyle Collins is the guy that's caught up on the high side. And he's going to get freight trained, but wait a minute. Ty Dent looking like he may try going 3 wide with Tanker and Collins. Now slides back in line. Now Richard Johnson jumps up to the high side to try to help Kyle Collins. I don't know if that's going to make much progress, though. Carter Fargo has also jumped up there as they're trying to get an outside line going. Zeke Marley now has worked his way into the top 10. Joey Van Hoot, who started off from 3rd place, is now working his way back up to the front, but it has been all Benjamin Miles out in the lead for pretty much this whole race. He did give up the lead at one point to Joey Van Hoot, but then took it immediately right back. And we are closing down to the end of this race. It's not exactly a very long Talladega race when they run clean and green with no caution flags. When the caution flags come out, it does extend the race quite a bit. These drivers, they've raced hard, but they have raced clean, and I'm not certain we're going to even see a caution flag here at Talladega. Usually you go to Talladega and you see the big one happen. I don't know if we're going to see that happen here. And Corey Williams has now worked his way back up here into the top 5, now going underneath Alex Tanker for 3rd. Top 2 have not really made moves on each other yet, and it's actually surprising too. I mean, Jason Trost, he wasted no time going underneath Corey Williams for 3rd, then wasted no time going underneath Kyle Collins for 2nd. Now that he's gotten to the back bumper of Benjamin Miles, he has been not really too eager to make a move on the Domino's Toyota, and that could be one of 2 reasons. Either 1, he's trying to have a little bit of an advantage here on 3rd place, so that way he'll have Benjamin Miles all to himself on the final lap, or he can't make the move because he doesn't have anybody to help draft with him if he does get to the inside of Benjamin Miles' Toyota Camry. He may have some help here in just a minute, though. Kyle Collins and Corey Williams now side by side for 3rd place. Now you saw Jason Trost kind of move down there. I think he may be planning on using Kyle Collins to get by Benjamin Miles for the lead. Question is, though, when is it too soon to make the move? When is the right time to go? We've seen times here at Talladega where drivers wait until the very last turn of the very last lap and they don't get enough drafting help to get them first to the stripe. We've been on the drivers up here at the front for most of this event, but as the laps wind down, I'm noticing a lot of stragglers back here. Crystal Reed running all the way back here in 42nd. I don't understand what that's all about. Kyle Sosnowski is also all by his lonesome. You got to think these drivers lost the draft or something. Then you got a group back here. You got Sky Commons, Nick Pericles, and Rohe Vidaravu. That's 38th, 39th, and 40th. Pericles coming in 14th in points. This is not good for him. And Vidaravu and Sky Commons coming 41st and 42nd in points. So you can imagine just how bad this is, that they're going to possibly finish a race this poorly and not end up having it be due to a DNF. And there's a group back here. This is like a big pack of cars, including last time's winner Lyndon Wright. Jacob Cornigo's back here. Mark Versky. James Shelley is back here. Austin Mongold. Nick Barney's back here in the 16. We mentioned that he comes in 3rd in points. And then also the 66 car is back here of, yeah, my mind just went blank. I gotta use the, who is that? Zach Rogers, that's right. I couldn't think of who it was. I apologize, Zach. And there's another group back here. Now this group has actually lost the draft as well. Amadou Diallo's back here. This is the furthest back we've seen him run, I think, this whole season. Chris Louvier is back here. Also, the 4th in points Samuel Lite, the 12 car, is back here, and the 42 of Tony Blazer, 6th in the standings. Matt Ulsner here, Big E Spencer, James Tyler, and Luis Hernandez is coming to pit road. Does this mean that pit stops are going to come into play here? Luis Hernandez, Zeke Marley has also hit the pit lane. And I believe those are the only two that have come to pit road this early on. So some pit strategy may be played out here. Here comes Rohit Vidar, also to pit road. And they are about to actually catch Kayla Schmidt and put her a lap down. That's not Kayla Schmidt, I'm sorry, Crystal Reed. But they are catching up to her with pit stops looming. Let's see if anybody's going to hit the pit lane this time. Yep, the leader, Benjamin Miles, is coming to pit road. So is Morgan Grempler, Jason Trost, Aaron Henderson, Zachary Chambers, Alex Tanker, Marion Shalret, Corey Williams. I believe Austin Weiner has also hit the pit road. Richard Johnson, Carter Fargo, Kayla Schmidt, and Jake Baskinger have all come to pit road. And I gotta think that's gonna turn the lead over to the 22 of Jason Trost. So for the first time today, basically, the 00 is not leading, and that is due to pit stops. Oh no, Jason Trost did hit pit road. So who does that cycle the lead over to? Possibly the 1 of Kyle Collins? Nope, it would be the 01 of Joey Van Hoot. Skylar Johnson right behind him. They're actually going to stay out an extra lap. Kyle Sosnowski hits pit road. Kyle Thomas is on pit road. He was actually the leader, though. Harrison Ponder, Kyle Collins, and Ty Dent have both all come to pit road as well. Here comes some more. Chris Louvier, Samuel Light, James Tyler, Stuart Gratton, and here come Mark Versky, Lyndon Wright, and his teammate Nick Barney. So the leader, I believe, right now is Joey Van Hoot. As Marion Shalret's got some damage on the front of her 45 now. I don't know what's happened to her. The hood is completely pushed up on the 45 Wells Fargo Dodge. And Joey Van Hoot is not going to come to pit road. Neither is Skylar Johnson. Are they going to try and stretch it? Oh, almost wrecking there with Kayla Schmidt. They are going to try and stretch it here with the white flag displayed. This may not be good strategy. Then again, who knows? They may have been saving. The 15 car is not in the battle for the win. It's going to come down between the 01 and the 18, and who knows? It may come down to who's going to run out of fuel first. Joey Van Hoot trying to become the 4th different winner in as many races. Same for Skylar Johnson. Both of them trying to go to victory lane for the first time this season. And now Skylar Johnson has a drafting partner in Kayla Schmidt that she can use to maybe make a move on Joey Van Hoot if she can get to his back bumper. Out of 4 for the final time, neither of them coming to pit road. Are they going to run out of fuel before they get down here to the start-finish line? Daytona, the start-finish line would be there. Here, Talladega start-finish line is down here at turn 1. And Joey Van Hoot's out of fuel, but he will coast across the start-finish line. And Joey Van Hoot, on fumes, is going to win the Talladega Tussle at Talladega Superspeedway. And now Skylar Johnson is also out of fuel. And I believe Joey Van Hoot ran out of fuel just mere seconds before Skylar Johnson did, but he had enough to coast across the start-finish line, and he is going to win his first race of the season here in the Last of Us Lite series. What a gutsy call by his crew chief to keep him out there, and Joey Van Hoot made an entire 19-lap Talladega race on 1 tank of fuel to the fumes. I'm not exactly certain if he's going to be able to get that car back to pit road. That car right now is just about 70 miles an hour. He's still got to make it through turns 3 and 4 and then all the way down to his pit stall, which would be the number 3 pit stall because of him starting 3rd here today. But a gutsy call there for Joey Van Hoot's crew chief to keep him out. And Van Hoot's going to reap some mighty big rewards here too, because he came in 11th in the point standings. This will put him up inside the top 10 in the points now. And how about Skylar Johnson, the call on her to be able to stay out? Skyla comes into this race currently in the 34th position, so a great run for her. This is going to help her a lot in the point standings. And I have no earthly idea just exactly where everybody else is going to be situated. Oh, looks like maybe Richard Johnson is going to try and maybe help Joey Van Hoot to pit road. No, I think Joey's actually good. Joey's still around 45 miles an hour hitting the entrance pit road. Look at this. He's not only going to make it the entire 19 laps on fuel, but he'll make it around another time here while coasting, and he will be able to drive it to victory lane. Just enough Sunoco. And there you see Marion Shallrett. They had to rip the hood off her car. I told you, I saw that it was all pushed in. And Joey Van Hoot does indeed make it to his pit stall. Well, how about that? So Joey Van Hoot is going to, with one tank of Sunoco gasoline, win the Talladega Tussle here today. Hope you guys enjoyed this race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. You get your official full finishing results and overall points heading into our next event. Next event is going to be in 2 weeks at Richmond International Raceway, so hope you will tune in for that. We still have to finish up what's going to be an exciting race weekend here at Talladega Superspeedway, though. We got trucks, mobile, and Stickers Cup Series action. All 4 series running all together for the first time since the season opening Daytona weekend. So I hope you will tune in for that, as it's sure to be a wild weekend here at the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway. You've been watching the production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. Sean Henley got turned by Dunham, and he saved it! What are these guys doing? Oh, and Henley just got turned now. That time he got turned. Logan Wilson is flipping on his roof. Dylan Young is collected. Sitnosi's collected. Dylan Young is now flipping. Citadino's involved. Mary Cole is in it. Drew Austin has been collected, and Dylan Young continues to flip. Now comes the rest. There is our caution.